back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of today's video, we are going to be talking all about my favorite beauty products for 2020. So there's a lot of products here. There's some that I tried late and I was like super late to the bandwagon and ended up loving them just like everybody else. Products here that I didn't think I was going to like as much as I did, and then I ended up loving them. So today I'm going to be sharing all of that with you guys. Before we get started, if you guys are new around here, welcome. My name is Andrea. I typically do videos all about beauty, sometimes fashion, sometimes a little bit lifestyle. So if those are things that interest you, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell button so you are aware every single time I post a new video. There's a lot of things to get through, so let's go ahead and get started. So first up, let's talk about some eyeshadow palettes. I'm talking about these palettes in particular, but also just the formula in itself. I raved about it before. I'm gonna try to not rave about it too much just because we're gonna be here forever, and I always do that, but they're just so good. So I am talking about the Sigma Beauty eyeshadow palettes, the Cor de Rosa palette, and then the Enchanted eyeshadow palette. I've talked about these, like I said, many of times, but these were the two palettes that came out this year. This is this beautiful eyeshadow palette. I love the color scheme of this. It's just right up my alley with some of these pops of color, but also like neutral tones. This is the Cor de Rosa palette. Very similar concept. It has all of these eyeshadows, and then you do get a mirror, and I love this palette so much. All of these colors are so my vibe. I love like oranges and like warm tones and pinks and like pops of burgundy and purple. Just amazing. But what I really love about these palettes is that Sigma stepped out their game so much when it comes to these eyeshadow palettes. I was really blown away by the quality of this, by how well they work, how well they blend, how well they pack on pigment, and how long they last. Because you can have an eyeshadow that's like very pigmented eye, but if it's not going to last, it's not going to do you good. And these like check all of the boxes. They're literally so vibrant when you apply them on, and all of the shades last a very long time. Like, look at that. That's crazy when you look at swatches right there. Eyeshadow palettes I used all the time. I have multiple makeup tutorials on Instagram, like mini tutorials using these palettes. They are really good quality, and I know I raved about them a ton in 2020. All right, so some more eyeshadow palettes to talk about. These I think came out in 2019, but I think I was late to the bandwagon on trying them out, but I know I really got a lot of use out of them this year. Are the Huda Beauty Mini Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. This is the Ruby Obsessions eyeshadow palette, and again, we have warm tones, we have pops of color. These are a little bit more vibrant. There's a lot more like stronger pinks. We have like a really nice deep green right here and orange tones. And then this one is the Nude Rich Obsessions eyeshadow palette, and this is the medium one. This is some berries and pink tones, but these are a little bit lighter. They're not as strong and as intense as this one, but I actually got use out of both of these eyeshadow palettes. I'm on this kick of like berry tones and like pink tones this year, at least for like a good 3 or 4 months out of the year. And I tried them. I really was impressed by the quality. I feel like this quality has improved from the first time I tried Huda Beauty. These perform really well, are really nice and pigmented. They last on the eye. The mattes, you can easily work with them. You can build up the color, but you can also blend nicely and it doesn't get muddy. I love the amount of pigmentation that these have, and I just like the versatility of the shadows. I also feel like these were kind of lacking in my makeup collection. I do have other palettes that have orangey tones, warm tones and stuff, but not necessarily these kind of eyeshadows. And so I was looking for a particular kind of like pink and berry tone and stuff, and I feel like these check the boxes when I finally added them to my collection. These were really good and ones that I loved using this past year. Two more eyeshadow palettes to talk to you guys about. These were a little bit newer in my collection. I think I picked up the first one back in October, and I really liked it, and then I ended up getting a different palette. From e.l.f., these are the Bite Size eyeshadow palettes. This is in Carnival Candy, and as you can see, it has that beautiful blue and then just neutral tones. And then this one is called Rose Water, and this one has more cooler tones and it has more kind of purpley shades over here. I honestly was super impressed with these. A little bit hesitant to try these out when I first heard about them, but I actually heard so many people rave about how good they were, and they were only $3. So if it was like a crappy product and I lost $3, that hurts less than losing like $12 or $15 if you buy like one of their bigger eyeshadow palettes. I got this one first, the Carnival Candy one, and I was actually blown away by the pigmentation of these, and I love how small they are because they really are handy to travel and then just take them to go. All of the eyeshadows are very pigmented. See them right there. I honestly feel like this eyeshadow formula is actually better than the MAC eyeshadows. I actually perform really, really well. The shimmers are nice and shimmery too, and they last on the eye, which is what's super important when you're getting an eyeshadow palette. So to get these little guys for $3 each, especially if you're starting your collection, if you're newer to makeup, if you're like a teenager, younger into makeup, and they want to get some eyeshadow palettes, but you don't want to spend $50, these are fantastic. These are great to start off with. Get a lot of use out of them. It's a really great price. Right, so I got 2 eyeshadows to talk to you guys about, and these are not palettes. These are single shadows, but they're not even single like powder shadows. These are liquid shadows. So these are also from e.l.f. These are the liquid eyeshadow here, and then this is the liquid glitter shadow. And these are so good. I have talked about before how I think it's very hard to find a really good liquid eyeshadow. Maybe not so much nowadays, but when I was starting to get into makeup, and even like a year or 2 ago, I feel like there was no good liquid eyeshadows on the market. I'm kind of hesitant to try these out because e.l.f. in the past has not been known to be like a really, really, really good makeup brand. It was just like a somewhat mediocre or on par, if I'm being 100% honest, but they really have stepped up their game, and these 2 are amazing. So this is called a Flirty Birdie. I'll come with this doe foot applicator. It's just like a very simple packaging plastic doe foot applicator, and this one is a glitter, but you can see like one swipe and how pigmented it is. And I love that in this one, the glitter is like mixed in with the liquid shadow. So you are gonna get that shine and that glitteriness to it, but you're gonna get no fallout. You can see here that no fallout had happened. And because the glitter is mixed in with the shadow, it really lasts a long time on the eye. I can wear this all day and it won't move and it won't budge. And the same thing with this one. So this is a liquid shimmer eyeshadow. Not gonna be as glittery as the other one, but same thing. You have that doe foot applicator, and then you just get intense pigmentation. Tried some really like more expensive, more high-end liquid shadows, and they don't perform as well as these when we're talking about glitters and shimmer shadows. These are amazing. Highly recommend that you guys try them out. Right, so we are done with eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes. Let's talk about some liners. So these are some eyeliners from Kokie. These are the Velvet Smooth eyeliners, and they come in so many different colors. I actually did receive these in PR, but I get so much use out of them. These are truly the best, the smoothest, the most pigmented and long-lasting kohl liners that you can use for your eyes. My biggest thing is I do wear contacts. I want an eyeliner that's not only going to be pigmented, but that's going to last on my waterline or my tight line area, but also one that's not going to move and creep onto my contacts, because then my contacts get like fuzzy and I have to like sit there and like move it back and forth or get some like contact solution to try to clean it off, and then the rubbing keeps happening and it's just so annoying. The Velvet Black, oops, I didn't sharpen it, but you can see there, and then this is the Royal Blue. So that one you can see a little bit better. The pigmentation on this is so good. It is so vibrant. Even with one swipe, you get instant pigmentation. Like I said, what I love about these is that these don't budge. Put them on and you leave them on and they're not going to go anywhere until you take your makeup off. But they are very comfortable. These are called the Velvet Smooth, and they really are. They don't like poke my eye, they don't irritate, they don't tug when I apply them on. It just glides on so nicely, and it glides onto something that's really pigmented and opaque and just lasts a long time, which is exactly what I want for my eyeliner. Right, so now I'm going to be talking about a liquid liner that I've been using to do my wings. I last year talked and raved a lot about the Tarte Duty Tarteise liner. I still really like that one. I really do think it's a really good eyeliner. But after using this one, I feel like I have found my new favorite liquid liner because it just has not let me down. And every single time I do a wing with this or apply it on, it just glides on so nicely and it gives me just like exactly what I'm looking for. So this is from Benefit. This is the Benefit Roller Liner. This is definitely one that I am late to the bandwagon on. I can't remember how I got a sample size of it, so I got like a smaller one. I think it was like a Sephora promo or like rewards that I was redeeming. So then I bought it and I had it. I ran out of my double duty one, and before I opened up my other tube that I had of that, I used the roller liner and instantly I was blown away. I totally get the hype of this product. I totally get why a lot of people love it. It's really, really good. So it is a felt liner. It's so easy to use, and every single time it gives you the most pigmented, opaque look. So when you apply it on, like literally, that was one swipe. It's so opaque. It is so pigmented, dark, and that's exactly what I want. What I love about this one too is that this one glides on with glitters, with other eyeliners. If you're using like paint pots, if you have like regular powder shadows, anything and everything can go over and work with. And I love that you can constantly build it and build it up, so you can keep going back and forth. I don't know why you would need to, because it's already black enough, but if you wanted to, or if you wanted to retouch up something, you can certainly do that, and it doesn't get crusty and it doesn't get like thick or anything like that. It's just so easy to use. It's a really fine point at the top, which is nice, because then when you're doing your wing, you can just use the tip of it and easily create the wing that you want. Right, moving on to some face products. This next one is actually a skincare product. I have raved about it tons and tons and tons of times, so I won't keep beating you to death with that one, but of course I had to mention my Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hydraulic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. This is the only thing I bought this year. I didn't even buy my Clinique Moisture Surge, which I have been using for several years. Repurchased it about 3 times just because I love it. I use it every single day before I apply my foundation and makeup, and even if I'm not wearing makeup and I want something hydrating on my skin, but I don't want like a thick cream, or I'm gonna add CC cream or something like that, I use this just because it is a gel kind of consistency, but it's so hydrating. Every time I apply it onto my face, it just like seeps right in, and it's so easy to just blend away, and your skin feels hydrated and quenched just like it says. There's no intense smell to it either, but it just gives my skin that hydration it needs, and it doesn't linger for a long time, so I can go and apply my makeup if I really want to, and it doesn't like clog my pores or any of that stuff. It's not the thickest, like I said, because it's not like a thick cream, but if you're wanting a daily moisturizer, something that's going to quench your skin, something that you can apply and then go in with your makeup, this one I highly recommend. Right, next, let's talk about a primer. This is a drugstore find. This is from Catrice, and this is the Prime and Fine Poreless Blur Primer Goodbye Pores. It's actually a recommendation from one of our assistants at the office. She had recommended this product, saying how flawless it made her skin look and everything, and how affordable it was. So I picked it up, and it really is just everything it says. It really just kind of blurs out your pores. It says it's a long-lasting soft focus effect, and I totally agree with it. Fills in your pores, and then it like smooths it out, and it just looks like you have nothing on your skin. You could literally use this, and I have done it before too, where I will use like the moisturizer, I will apply this on, use some concealer, and call it a day, and my skin looks flawless. It looks like airbrush, like Facetune almost. It's really, really good. One thing I have with this is that if you leave it in like a colder place, like I have my setup next to a window, it can ball up a little bit, but if you just like warm it on your fingers, it's fine, and it just goes on your skin fine and everything. So I really do like this. I really do enjoy it. It is a thicker consistency as well. It's not one of those silicone consistencies, but it is a thicker like cream base, so you do have to like blend it out more than some other primers that I've used, but it gets the job done. And when I'm having like so much texture on my skin, or I want to look really smooth and flawless like a porcelain doll, this is my go-to, and it's really, really good. So this next product I got in the beginning of 2019, and I use it sparingly, but not a lot. And then I started using it heavily in the beginning of 2020, and ever since then, I've just been hooked on it. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. This is the shade 2. You can see how much I love this product because it is almost gone. That is somewhat rare for me. Like, I have a lot of makeup products, so for me to go through a full product, especially a face product, that's a big kind of deal for me. But yeah, I love this powder. It's amazing. So it is a skin perfecting micro powder, and it 100% is. I saw my holiday recommendations. I mentioned this just because it's so good. It is a very finely milled powder, and so when it goes on the face, very lightweight, it like just almost seeps into the skin. It doesn't look like you're wearing powder. It's just like a really smoothed out area where you apply this on. But I love this to set my under eyes. I will get some of this powder, and then I will just go right underneath here, and then right underneath here, and it literally looks like you went a little bit of Facetune on there. It's just really, really smooth. It doesn't crease, which is one of the biggest problems I have with my under eye area. I don't know if it's because it's always like dehydrated or what it is, but this is one of the very few compact powders that when I apply it onto my under eye area, it doesn't crease. it gives such a smooth finish. It's just really nice to wear. All right, so last category we're gonna talk about is going to be some lipsticks. So the first brand is actually a brand that has been around for a little bit of time. I didn't get to try as many of their lipsticks until this year, and I totally get the whole hype behind them. So these are from Pat McGrath, and these are the Luxe Trans lipsticks and Matte Trans lipsticks. So these are some minis of the matte ones that I have. They came in a set, which I think is such a good deal if you don't go through lipsticks a lot, but these are amazing. These are the most comfortable matte formula ever, and these are a true matte. They're not like a demi matte like the NARS Audacious ones I talked about in a previous video. These are actual matte lipsticks, and they have like no shine to them, but you can see how pigmented they are, how easily they glide on, and it's just insane how comfortable these are. These are one of the few matte lipsticks that almost give you that like liquid lipstick effect, that it's so matte, doesn't have any shine to it, but these are a lot more comfortable because it's not like a moussey formula, because it's not like a cream lipstick, but it almost feels like powdery or like lightweight and like soft when you apply it on. And so these are super comfortable to wear. They also last a very, very long time. I never have to reapply when I'm wearing these lipsticks. These last a very long time. They're just so comfortable to wear, and they have so many different shades. I love these, but these are so good. And then the other one I have here, Luxe Trans lipstick. This is actually the lipstick I'm wearing today. This is in the shade Valletta. And this one is more of a creamier kind of demi matte finish, just as comfortable to wear on the lips. A really nice shade. This one, because it is a little bit more creamier, you do have to reapply a little bit more, but I still really like the color. I love how it feels on the lips. It's really soft and it feels almost like satin on your lips. The few cream formulas that I like, I don't really like creams because they tend to be overly shiny and glossy and just kind of a mess, and they like slide everywhere, but not these. Another one of these, I've raved about these in multiple videos again, and I know I've showed these on Instagram as well. These are from Huda Beauty, and these are the powder matte lipsticks. Similar to the Pat McGrath ones, these also are really, really comfortable. So they are very, very pigmented. That one is Girls Trip and this one is Interview. These also have that like powdery kind of finish to them that makes it feel like they're super soft on the lips, or like they're very lightweight on the lips. Somehow these feel just a little bit lighter than the Pat McGrath ones. I feel like the Pat McGrath ones are a little bit thicker and these are a little bit thinner, but they still pack a punch. They are so pigmented, really opaque. They have so many different shades of these, and like I said, these are just a very comfortable matte. You can see that there's no shine to them, but they also don't dry out your lips or you constantly have to reapply or they bother your lips or anything like that. These are just so easy to wear, and I love them. The last lipstick to talk to you guys about is another matte lipstick, but this one is a Drugstore formula from the Sephora collection. These are the hashtag Lip Stories. This is the shade Brunch Date, which is this like really beautiful, just nudie kind of color. And then we have this shade right here called Adventuring, and this is like an orange kind of lipstick, but it has a little bit of nude, and I really, really like them. These are matte lipsticks, but these lean a little bit more to like matte cream lipstick. There's not shine on these, but these feel a little bit thicker and more of like a creamy kind of texture to them, even if they are a matte formula. These are also super, super comfortable, but because they are thicker, you do feel them a little bit more than you would the like Pat McGrath ones or the Huda Beauty ones. But either way, I have been loving these. I tried these two out for the first time over the summer and I really got so much use out of them. These shades are really unique. I have so many of these. They also have sets of these. Very affordable. I think each one was $9, which is not crazy expensive when you think about it. They don't last as long, but they do last a good amount of time. They're very easy to reapply. You don't get that like bulkiness or balling up of product on there. They're comfortable on the lips as well. And like I said, they're just a really good matte formula if that's what you're looking for. And then they also have cream ones of this, satin ones of this, and I think they have like glitter versions of it. If you want to check out like the Sephora collection, they have so many. Really impressed with these, and it definitely makes me want to try out some more of these lipsticks. Alright, you guys, so those were all the products that I absolutely loved in 2020. I feel like it's not really a surprise. There's maybe one or two products here that maybe you're like, oh, I guess I didn't realize that. But I feel like in some way or another, I raved about some of these products more just because they were so good and I was super excited about it. So leave it down in the comments if you guys have tried any of these products or what were some of your favorite favorite products for this year? I definitely want to know. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff is going to be left down below for you guys, as well as coupon codes to help you save some money. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.